Coach David Buchanan. Coach Chuck Smith. Two legendary high school football coaches. This is the Coach's Office, a behind-the-scenes look at Kentucky high school football.
Welcome to the Coach's Office, behind the scenes with Chuck Smith and David Buchanan. This is Season 4, Episode 5. We're already 5 weeks into this thing, David. I'm Chuck Smith. I'm joined by co-host David Buchanan, podcast editor /back storyteller Mike Yoakum. Our YouTube version of this podcast is at TCOP, t.c.o.p. You can see it on YouTube. If you do choose to go that route, then please hit like and subscribe. It certainly helps us out. Hey, everybody, tonight's show, everybody loves a rival game. And we have the Raiders and the Comets, East Carter and West Carter. West Carter will be making that 15-mile trip across town to East to play this game. We have both head football coaches, unusual, but we have both head football coaches on our show tonight. Tim Champlin, who's the head football coach at East Carter, and Daniel Barker, who is the head football coach at West Carter. They'll be our two guests tonight, so please stay on, and they'll be on here shortly. David will bring them on here in just a second. Our tough topic that we'll address tonight is from Hunter Cantwell, of the head football coach of Cal. And, man, Hunter just gives us good questions after good questions. He's done several of these. But his question for tonight is, for coaches in smaller classes, smaller rosters, how do you determine who plays JV in regards to guys that don't start varsity but are needed on Friday nights? What is the threshold for canceling games? And then what number is too low to play a JV game? Man, what a good question. And he just does a great job with that. Our games of the week, a couple more rival games. We got Ashland and Russell, and we got Beechwood and Covington Catholic. Boy, that's going to be a barn burner up in Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky is really good in football this year. They got 4 or 5 teams that are really, really good. Just a little bit about our two head football coaches before we bring them on here. First, Coach Champlin, Tim Champlin of the East Carter Raiders. He's currently 3-1. Okay, they've won 3 of these games in a row. He's coming off a 4 straight winning season. Went 11-4 and made it to the 4th round, which is the semifinals. What a great year! What a great season that 2021 team was. He's been the head football coach here, I believe, since 2015. He's the longest tenure head coach in East Carter football. He has the most career wins of anybody that's ever coached at East Carter. So, man, what a great job. He personally has 4 wins over West Carter in their rival game. He's won 3 in a row, going for 4. So he's won the last 3 in this rivalry. If he wins this Friday, it'll be 4 in a row. Now, on the other side, who's going to try to prevent that is Daniel Barker. And Daniel is the head football coach of the Comets of West Carter. He's currently 2-2. He is a hometown guy, so he knows all about it. He knows all about this rivalry. He bleeds, the West Carter Comet blood. He's trying to right this ship. He's coming off of 3 losing seasons. And this is 3 losing seasons after that great year he had in 2020 when they made it to the semifinals. I mean, it's pretty awesome to make it to the semifinals now. It really is. That's a pretty good finish for anybody's football season. He's been the head football coach at West Carter since 2018. He has 3 wins personally over East Carter. So it's 4-3 right now going into this game. He has a chance to tie this thing up with Tim. West has dropped they've dropped down to 2A this year, so that's not quite the same kind of. Well, it is the rival game. There's no question it's the rival game, but it's not anything to do with the district play anymore. It's they're in 2A. Now, since 1998, 27 times. That's as far back as I can research. East Carter has won 13 times, and West Carter has won 14 times in this rival. So East Carter wins, they tie it up. West Carter wins, they start to pull away. So it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great atmosphere. You want to bring them on, David?
I do. I'm going to have to be careful because I could talk 20 minutes about each one of them. I love these guys. I'm so proud of them. I bump into them at quarterback things. I actually had Daniel at camp. So I'm not going to – I will say this, a little side note. Daniel, when we played him in our bowl game at Mercer, I almost started Trosper at quarterback. He was a sophomore. Kalen Drakeford was a senior. But I knew that the whole town underestimated West Carter. And I wasn't going to put Trosper in that spot, so I went with Kalen. And Daniel proved me right. They played our tails off. We were lucky to get out of there. And I'm not going to ask Daniel to relieve this one, but they had Beechwood beat. They really did. It had an incredible deal. But these guys have done a great job. I bumped into Tim. He's a product of Pikeville football. And like I said, I can go on and on about these guys. So to get me to shut up, I just want to say this. When I was at Mason County, I loved going to Grayson and Olive Hill. Those are great places for high school football. And I'm so thankful because I had no idea, but they're very special places. So before I shut up and let Chuck get going, I got one question. What time are we playing Inner Sandman on Friday night to get this thing going? Because that's when you know you're in Eastern Kentucky is when they crank up Inner Sandman. You know you're in the mountains, and we are playing some football tonight. I just can't hardly stand it. I'm so excited about it. So, hey, what time does that hit the speakers Friday night?
I guess it's 7:27 right before kickoff.
Oh, man. 7:27. I can't. All right. Hey, I'm going to be quiet. Chuck, you better ask the first question or I'm going to get carried away. I can't even stand it. Go ahead, Chuck.
Hey, guys, this question will be for both of you, okay? It's as the head football coach at your school, what's the most rewarding part? And then what's been the toughest part being at East Carter and West Carter?
Go ahead, Coach.
I'm a hometown guy. So being at West, I think I'm not really like, neither me or Tim, we're like the same age. We're not very old. But, like getting to like see the progress of kids. He's been at East Carter long enough that, kids that we have coached are now emerging in leadership roles in the community. There's kids that we've seen and we've kind of watched grow up. And, now some of them coach with us or teach with us or, we go to church with them. They're our friends. And I just think whenever you really establish roots somewhere, you can see a lot of you can see a lot of good things over the time. The worst thing, man, there's nothing bad about being here, man. I love Olive Hill. It's the only place I ever wanted to be. And I've talked to our kids. We struggled the last couple of years, but whenever you have the run that we have, you have opportunities to move on. And I was never interested in any of that. This is where I want to be, and this is where I want to raise my kids, and just thankful to have the job here.
Best part, I'm gonna build off what Coach Barker said there is just seeing those first groups of kids go off and use some of the stuff that you've taught them in life. See them emerge into leadership roles. I've got two guys on staff that played for me, a room full of guys that played here. And then, our middle school staff is made up of a ton of guys that played for me. And then starting now to get those kids in here that have been in our program since I've been the head coach. That's all they know is Coach Champlin. So, and seeing those guys emerge and rise and do things. And our quarterback, I go to church with him. several other kids on our team that, I remember them running around in nursery when I first got there, and now they're on the field playing for us and that kind of thing. And so that's been an exciting part, seeing our program grow from where we were to where we are. Has been a great thing. It's been exciting, and it's been fun. And then the hardest part for me is being the standard at which we've kind of set here, and the expectation that our community has for our program and our coaches, and trying to fulfill that expectation and to rise to those challenges each and every week.
Yeah, let me kind of stir it up a little bit. Who is you under the same board of education? Who is the favorite amongst who gets the most stuff? If somebody gets something, does somebody else get?
Man, don't be starting. Nobody's going to be on our show anymore if you're starting trouble. God, who would have thought he'd be the one starting problems instead of me? Golly.
I'll say this. One of our stadiums has grass, and one of them doesn't. Now, we like our mud, though. So, listen, I guess they wanted to give us some review. I'd say we like the mud.
There we go. Now the truth is coming out.
All right. Hey, so here's my first question. Being such a big rivalry game in your community, does that change how you prepare for this week compared to your other 9 opponents?
I'm gonna answer that first. Yes, it does for us.
Thanks for being honest. Thanks for not giving us the old, all the games are the same. Thanks for being real. Go ahead.
I tried to approach it that way for my first 5-6 years here. And I think after the 6th year we got beat in a row, I thought we better change something or they're going to run me out of here before I got a chance to do anything. So it's something that, for us, and I think it's as much the community and everything, when the schedule comes out, everybody wants to know when the East-West game is. Everybody wants to know, is it who's hosting it, who's got it, and for us for a long time we were on the bad end of it, and so we started incorporating things throughout the off season and preseason and things like that, just to show the importance of the game for our community. It is a big game for our community. For us, we lost it in 21 and went on to win the regional championship, playing the state semis, and people were still, hey, lost to West. But that's just that's part of it. So.
That was us in 19. We played in the regional championship in 19, and somebody did stop me at Giovanni's and asked why we didn't beat East.
Oh man, I love it. That's how it is. That's how it is.
The ball game.
It is, and it's. I like to say this. I've only been a part of it for 11 years. Coach Barker's been a part of it for a lot longer than that. But it's the real battle for the barrel. There's another local game that's been coined as the battle for the barrel, but East-West is the true battle for the barrel. And
Amen.
I always kind of think I don't really. I've never been other places. I did a few years at East and. I've been at West, but if there is a more true rivalry in Northeast Kentucky, I'd like to see it. Coach Dameron that used to coach at East, he told me one time, he said, man, people are either from Grayson or Olive-Hill. They're not from Carter County. And every other county in the state, you're from a county, I'm from Boyd County, wherever. It's Grayson or Olive-Hill, and that's true.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm glad you guys are on this show, because I just feel like you guys are sort of a hidden gem. I don't think people realize how cool your places are. And this rivalry takes it to another level. So, hey, Chuck, go ahead with your next question.
Let me give the next question here. Hey, guys, I love rival games. I really do. I've been a part of a few of them in my lifetime, and I love rival games. What's the energy like on campus this week?
It's pretty electric. People are excited about it. It's the big game. It's we're hosting it this year, so there'll be a lot of our student section will have a big tailgate, and our alumni is doing something, and we'll have all that stuff going on. it's like I told our team today. It's one of those cool things about playing high school football. Is being able to do things like that and have your hometown come out and support you. And so we're going to tough it out. We're going to do it, and the kids enjoy it and they have fun with it. So it's just something exciting and fun for them to do. But as far as the atmosphere at the game, I think I've got a picture hanging in my room from one of those 2019 maybe. That game was here, wasn't it, Coach? Was that game here? 20, I think so. It's one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen here. Place was packed out. I think everybody in Carter County was here, and it's just always an electric atmosphere, a big crowd, a fun game to be a part of, and no matter if you're home or away, it's close enough that you usually have a big enough crowd that you feel like you're at a home game. You got both student sections there, fired up, and bands and all that fun stuff. So it's a good time.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Daniel?
All right, so hey, the last question here. This is a tough one.
Can Daniel answer that question too?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I got wound up. I'm just excited. Daniel, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean that'll be the talking point, in town or at school. We're on the road, but our kids have already started playing pet buses, and I mean it really is a big deal. Like Coach said earlier, it is the one game people ask about. I don't know if you've never been there. I really can't, like Coach Smith. I don't know if you've ever seen either of our stadiums, but there's not really very many bleachers there, and I mean you can't even walk. I can't imagine going and watching the game. Like
there'll be more bag chairs.
I mean, it is deep. Everybody in Carter County will be there. Kids on both sides are excited, but so are the adults.
Yeah.
I'm from here. Coach has been here long enough. He might as well be from here. Our staffs will be excited about it too. And
Hey,
do y'all have any pep rallies or anything? We have a pep rally in school, or do y'all do those?
We won't. We do the Fired Up Friday there at 6 a.m. in the morning, which is like a big pep rally.
Yeah.
But we won't do one during school.
Yeah. Do y'all have one, Daniel? Yeah. You don't have one either, Daniel?
No, I think we probably will. We probably will. I haven't heard. We've got a student council that takes care of all that, and I kind of like just surprise me if you're doing it. I don't do whatever you want. You want me to do a game? I'll do it.
Hey, you may not want to answer, but I'm really curious. What's the gate you all make on these games? What's your gate? They don't tell you, do they? They don't want you to know about the money.
Well, they don't want you to know.
I think it's pretty good gates. That's been a hot topic of conversation. So.
Oh, hey, now we're getting into real coaching stuff.
Yeah.
Where's the money? Daniel, what about you? Can you answer the gate question?
I would say just the gate. I want to say the first year I was a head coach, we made close to $10,000 at the gate, but I don't know. I mean, it was.
Yeah, I bet it's good.
Normal gate for us is, a big game. A lot of people there's about 3,500, maybe $4,000.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like
That's
I said,
awesome.
I'm sure whatever the fire capacity.
Yeah. All of the sports at East Carter this year, the secondary sports, the spring sports, are going to be dressed really nice because of this game.
Yeah. There's more truth. No kidding. Hey, now, this one's a tough one, but but you guys, just shoot straight with us. We all hear this Carter County High School is going to open up. What's going to happen in regards to the football program at that high school? Any idea of how they will choose a head coach? What's going to happen with that? And I can say this because I'm not one of you all, and so I don't want you to respond because I don't want to get you in trouble. I'll just say this. I would hate to lose East Carter and West Carter High School. I love those places. I think they're awesome. Don't you answer. I don't want you in the superintendent's office tomorrow morning. But I wish you all keep them. But anyway, if this is going to happen, what are they going to do about football and how they're going to pick a head coach? Because, man, they got two of the best young coaches in the state at Eastern West Carter. You all are awesome. Who wants to go first?
Hire Zach Moore.
Say that again.
I said hire Zach Moore, who's the principal at West Carter. And I coached under him. Coach Barker's coached under him. I guess we get the band back together and get after it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you, and Coach can go into more depth about it if he wants to. But when they first started talking about that, it was a real concern. I love it here. Have put down roots here and really enjoyed here, and didn't know how that would all work out, and really concerned myself with it for about 6 to 8 months. And I just got to the point to where I said, you know what, I'm going to worry about the Raiders. I'm going to take care of the Raiders, and the good Lord will take care of me. And if he wants me at Carter County, I'll be at Carter County. If he wants me to go somewhere else, and I'll go somewhere else, and we'll rock and roll. But
good answer.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna worry about the Raiders, where my feet are. I've figured out real fast that I can't take care of anything in the future and can't worry about the past. So I'm going to put it in the good Lord's hand and go with it. So,
hey, I just hate to tell you this. I think your mental health's too good to be a head football coach. I think you're going to have to look for another job because that was really good. I wish I could be like that, but I can't do it. Daniel, what do you think about all this?
Well, I mean, you have to think about it. And now I don't know how fast all that's going to be. I don't know that that'll be as fast as, the original plan. So you never know. I mean, but you can't worry about the future. Like Coach said, be in the moment and what'll happen will happen. And I'm of the opinion that probably me nor Tim are going to have much say so in it either way.
True.
And that's fine too, but I don't know how long it'll take. They were saying 28, 29. I mean,
that's a ways off.
So who knows? You never know. One of us may be called in another direction, another profession or something by then. You never know. So you just can't. But it'll work out. I mean, the way I look at it is we've got good people working in Carter County, and whenever that happens, good people are going to lose out on coaching jobs. But we all know each other well enough. We probably all work together well anyway.
I got you, man.
These guys are worried about Friday night and winning this big
battle
game
for the barrel. Yeah. Hey, you guys, I knew you all were going to kill it. I knew you were going to kill it, and you did kill it. And I'm not going to. I don't want to get. I'm getting old. I'm getting too emotional. But I hope before I die, I can take a team back one night and go to East Carter, and another night go to West Carter. I love those places. They were so cool. And it's funny because it's like when I went to Mason County, I knew Burt Bradshaw from West Carter. I met him at camp. So I knew I'd heard of West Carter, but I just feel like had I not had those experiences, I feel like I would have missed out on a big chunk of life. And you guys are doing a great job at wonderful places. And I do want to say this. I think sometimes if we're in the place for a while, we can take it for granted. I think you guys are in special places. I really do. And you're in really cool places. And I can tell you, I talked to a lot of guys in different situations that I think would kill to be in your communities where you're supported like you are. And you're so important to those young people as leaders because you're really good men. Besides being really good coaches, you're really good men. And I like I said, I'm really excited that we had you all on here. I love East Carter. I love West Carter. And I hope it ends in a time they send you both home. Hey, split that barrel. I know you don't want it. Split the barrel in half. Everybody goes home happy. That's what I would want because I love all you guys. I know.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you
guys. Try to enjoy this game as much as you can. Not everybody gets to to coach in a rival game where it means so much to the not only the kids but to the community, like you guys are going to coach in this, and you've done it before, and just try to enjoy it, and whether win or lose, and I know you won't. If you lose, you won't, but try to anyway. And good luck to you both.
We appreciate it, but Coach Smith, I know Coach Buchanan's busy there on Friday night, but you decide you want to make the trip up 64 and stop off in Grayson and watch a good game, we'd love to have you. I'll put you on the pass gate. You can sit anywhere you want.
Hey, that's a great invitation, but I've been helping my son at South Warren, so
I got you.
I'm going to be there at that game. But that was a great invitation, and it'd be pretty tempting if I was ever going to miss a game. That would probably be the deal I would miss it on.
Good deal.
Yep. Amen. Guys, hey, thank you all. Hey, have a blast the next 4 days. Soak it up and enjoy every second. Okay. Yeah. Hey, and just being an old coach that knows you and loves you, I'm so proud of you two. I'm so proud of you all. Keep being you. Keep doing what you're doing. Kentucky high school football is better because of you two guys. Keep doing it.
100%. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
That was good, David. That was a great idea by you. And
well,
both two guys did a really nice job. They didn't call each other names or anything like that.
That's the cool. I know from our relationship, Tim and Daniel have a good relationship. They get along well. They're both really good coaches. They've both done a really good job where they are. And I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of them. And like I said, I'm really thankful that I got to experience Friday night high school football in Eastern Kentucky at Grayson, Kentucky, and Olive Hill. It's cool. It's cool. It's a really cool place to go play high school football.
Hey, when you took your Mason County teams up there, was it a pretty nice crowd?
Yes, there were. We did have some good crowds. And, those small communities, their high school football team is really important to them. It's a big deal. And
I think that's cool. I think that's so cool.
It is. I mean, I love people will say, well, UK or U of L football is big because there's no NFL team. Well, in those little towns, those guys, those football players, they're the heroes.
Yeah.
Those little kids look up to them and they want to be like them. And they're really cool.
Like that at Boyle. It was like that at Boyle.
Absolutely.
The community loved their football team, and it was awesome.
And Anderson's like that. That's one of the reasons I really like it at Anderson County. And I'll tell people, I feel like I got a slice of September 1970 at Boyle County High. It's just like the other day, we had a pep rally, and the kids are all walking into the gym. And, I mean, it felt like Boyle County 1970. It was that same vibe of, hey, these are our guys. This is our home. This is our team. We had youth night this past week and had all the little kids there. And it's just, man, I didn't even realize this, but I saw on social media, our cheerleaders were letting the youth league cheerleaders do stunts with them. They were holding them up in the air and getting to do stuff. And, man, you can't beat stuff like that. And then our band, we really do. We have the best band in the state of Kentucky at Anderson County. They're phenomenal. And they just really make that a phenomenal atmosphere. And, I mean, at the end of the day, if the scoreboard didn't come out, we got one more point than the other team, I'm not going to cope with it well. I never have. I never will. But I tell you what, I feel like every Friday night at Bob Ware Field, it's like gold. It really is. And I'm so thankful for it. And I'm sort of getting like it's an out-of-body experience because I'm like, part of me sits back and says, can you believe you're 60 years old and you're still getting to do this?
Yeah.
But I am. And I'm really thankful that I get to. Very thankful.
Hey, let's get on with the tough topic, okay? And our question is from Hunter Cantwell. He's the head football coach of Cal, and he's given us several questions on our podcast, and they're always excellent questions. But his question for tonight is for coaches, and it's a great question, for coaches that are in small classes, have smaller rosters, how do you determine who plays in JV in regards to guys that don't start varsity but are needed on Friday nights? What's the threshold for canceling games? and what number is too low to play a JV game? What do you think?
Well, first I'm going to say those are really difficult questions, and just my opinion. I think the coaches that fight through those questions and play freshman and JV games can build programs. I think the ones that get fed up with it and don't really fight those battles, I think it's really hard to build. I mean, it is a hassle. It is a hassle, but I think you got to do it. So here's what I came up with. Typically for us, but not always, every non-senior who does not start will play JV. Part of what makes this work, we play 6-minute quarter freshman games followed by a 6-minute quarter JV game. So our guys get rest, but they don't get beat to death. And we have a tiebreaker that's just a single 2-point conversion. That protects bodies. It gets people to go home. Now, as far as how many kids, Henry Boone at Mason County, he took 12 guys to Flatwoods to play Russell High School. They won. 12 guys. In fact, that was the first Mason County team to ever win in Flatwoods, but he took 12 guys. So I think if you got 12, I think you play and you tell the coach, say, man, we can only play 6-minute quarters because we're thin, but I think you try to play because kids need live reps. Freshman games, practices, staffing, it's tedious. It takes a lot of work and planning and resources. And a lot of programs give up on it because it's hard. But I think that's the most critical piece of player development for us is how many live reps can we get for our guys? And as the varsity head coach, I don't really look at these as games. I see them as practices, and I say to myself, how many live reps can every defensive end get closing and attacking and squeezing? How many reps can that inside linebacker get getting his reads? How many outside linebacker reads can we get high hat, low hat? And then I really like this, and I've started to do more of it. We send our kids huddle notes. Like I'll make a note, I'll watch the tape, I'll make notes, and I send it to them because I want them to learn from it. But also I want to know, man, you all are really important to me. And these games are important. And I think that's throwing gasoline on a fire. I think quality position coaches and including the freshman JV coaches and live reps are the most important piece of player development. So along with the weight room and developing their ability to move, I think you got to find a way to do it, even if you're super thin. But I do think, though, because you can be really thin, like with low numbers, you need to be playing other coaches that you can work with, and you can say, hey, can we play a shorter game? Can you not kill me tonight? Can you play some lesser kids? And, I think that's the route you need to go.
Me and you are on the same page. We with this answer to this question, I don't think I can really add anything that you didn't include in there. You answered it really, really well. Just like same philosophy that I have. I think if you have, if they play varsity and they're in the rotation, then if you can help, they don't play. Varsity has to be the priority. That's what it's all about. But everybody else is good to go when it comes to a JV or game or a freshman game for that matter. But JV games, as you said, I always looked at them as developmental. Next, they're trying to get these guys ready to potentially start, next year. I did not include seniors. Winning wasn't the priority. I didn't really care if we won or lost the JV game. Winning the varsity game is the priority. They just needed reps, as you said. That's what they need. They need reps. And, I don't know if I ever in my entire career canceled a JV game. I don't. If I did, I don't remember. I just don't think I ever did. I would do everything I could to play the game. As far as numbers go, if I had 12 guys, those 12 guys were going to go play the game. Yep. And as you did, I would even bring freshmen up to play in the JV game. I played a lot of freshmen in JV games just for numbers. I would even call. There was times when I even would call the opponent, the opponent coach, and I would say, "Hey, I only got this many kids. I got a couple of seniors here that don't play. They're not in the rotation. Can I send them just so you can play a game?" And I've had coach call me and ask me. I say, "Heck yeah, I want to play the game. Send whoever you want to send. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care if we win or not. I want them to play." So we always did everything that we could, to try to play the game, other than play, a varsity starter. And I never ever wanted to cancel the game. They don't get that many. They excuse me, they practice all year long, and they don't get that many games. And I never wanted that game to be canceled. I would do everything in my power to keep that game alive. And that's basically the things that you said, and that's what I believe.
Well, I think it's hard work to follow through and really do it the right way, but I think it's what you got to do. And I've still got it. I may share it because I got a picture of it. My dad, he wanted at Boyle to keep his freshmen and sophomores separate, and the only sophomores that would be with the varsity would be guys that started. And it was that sort of the same philosophy of, I've got to get guys to play. And, if you look at it, a lot of times right after a merger, a program will have a lot of success, and it's because they're putting together two teams where kids have been playing. And that's why you've got to get them to play. If they don't play, they're not going to get better. They got to play. And I tell you what, I'll have some kids sometimes don't want to play JV, and I'm like, you're missing out on a chance to get better. And you know what? If that freshman who's playing passes you up, don't come crying to me. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Well, at Boyle, when I was at Boyle, we had, our numbers, weren't, they weren't, we carried about maybe 55, 60 kids. But what I would do is my freshmen, I'd usually have, 20, 25 of those. And then I would take some of the sophomores that were younger in age, that wasn't ready to be varsity players. I would let them go with the freshmen, and they would practice. Freshmen and sophomores would practice together. That's what I called my JV team. And they would go play the games. We would play JV games with freshmen and sophomores, and very few juniors would be brought down. Most of the juniors were playing varsity or in the rotation. And then if we ever had a chance to have a freshman game, we would let those freshmen play before that freshman sophomore game. And we had a league, we organized a league and played a league like that in the area. And it worked really well for us. And, but again, I didn't have, 6A numbers or, 5A numbers either, for that matter, to have that many kids to where I had to worry about, having a separate freshman team and a separate JV team and so forth and so on. But it worked well for me the way I did it. But again, like I said, I was not I didn't have great numbers.
Yeah, I got you. And like I said, it's hard work, but I think if you want to build a program, you got to play as many of those games as possible. And I like the two separate, how we do the 6-minute quarters, because as much as I can, I want freshmen to play freshmen, and I want the older kids to play older kids. I just think that's a much better way to do it.
Yeah.
So,
David, let's go on to our games of the week if you want. And we got two really good rival games.
Yes,
we got Ashland and Russell, and we got Beechwood and Covington Catholic. And our first game is Ashland and Russell. If you want me to, I'll go first.
You go first. Go ahead.
And I have Ashland, and Ashland's head football coach is Chad Tackett. He's currently 2-2. Ashland is a really good football program. It's historic. It's got a lot of tradition to it. David, Ashland has won 19 of 21 games, the last 21 games against Russell. I mean, I didn't realize that it was that much. They had dominated that much.
I didn't either. When I was at Mason and we played Russell. Yeah, when I was at Mason, we played Russell. It was a lot more even back then. That caught me off guard too. Yes.
Russell has got a good tradition behind them.
And, they really do. And TJ's getting them back there. He really is.
And to lose 19 out of the last 21 games, and Ashland has won 19 out of the last 21. Russell's lost the last 19 out of 21. That's complete domination now. That really is. And
it is.
Ashland's got another pretty nice football team. They got their quarterback is Justin Hughes. In one of his games, maybe his last game, he was 8 of 8. So he's pretty accurate throwing the football for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. The running back, Cameron Davis, went 27 rushes for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. The receiving corps, and they are a running football team, but the receiving corps is kind of anchored by Cameron Davis and Mason Wolf. They are a running football team, and they've traditionally been a physical football team, smash mouth type of football team. Actually, it'll be hard to beat. Now, they haven't won 19 out of 21 in this rivalry as an accident. Now, they won it because they're a good football team and a good football program and really physical. If you're asking me who I pick, I'm picking Ashland. If you won 19 out of 21, you got something going on.
Yeah, they have. They've done a great job. And I do. I've got Russell. TJ Maynard is the head coach, and they are 4-0 right now. And TJ played at Russell, and then he played at the University of Kentucky. But his quarterback is Jaden Frazier. He's averaging 171 yards passing. He's got 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Caden and Jaden Pennington are leading the team in receiving. Wyatt Hudson leads the team in tackles. I know how it's gone as far as recently and so forth. I got a feeling the Red Devils are going to do it. I think Russell will get them this time, and I think they're both good teams. I just think Russell's really on the uptick, and I think they've got the skill with Frazier and Pennington and those guys. I think they're going to be okay.
What's their current record right now, Russell?
They're 4-0. They're 4-0.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And TJ, I'm used to Ivan McGlone and the 2 tight end wing T. I think, TJ's spreading it out, throwing it. It's not the old Ivan McGlone anymore. And I got a little story on that, though. One time I said to Ivan, I said, if I paid you $1,000, would you split it in? Because that'd really help me play defense. He said,
That's awesome.
That's Ivan. Yeah.
Beechwood and Covington Catholic. Whoa, this is going to be a barn burner in Northern Kentucky. What do you got?
Yeah, it sure will.
You've got.
You want me to go first?
Catholic. You got.
All right. Okay. So I've got Covington Catholic. Eddie Evanston is their head coach. I've got a little story on Eddie. I applied for the Cov Cath job. Man, I wanted that job. So Jeff Reese calls me. He says, David, he said, would you be interested in being the OC at Georgetown? I'm like, I said, I don't really do their stuff. And I said, I appreciate the call. I hang up the phone. I start thinking, now, wait a second. Eddie's from Newcastle. Tony Bacalupo's from – next thing I know, man, Eddie got the Cov Cath job. And he's done a great job. They made a great hire. Now, their record is 2-2. But listen to their 2 losses. Ryle and Elder. Those are 2 great teams. I mean, Ryle will have a chance to win 6-8. They're really good. They're led by Cash Harney at quarterback. He's averaging over 250 yards of offense, both passing and throwing. Cash Myers leads the team in tackles. I think Beechwood's really good, but I'm on the Cov Cath bandwagon tonight.
Yeah, well, I've got Beechwood, and I tell you what, David, Northern Kentucky is really, really good in football this year. I don't know if they've been this good as a whole in some time, but I mean, they've got 4 or 5 teams that are legit contenders that can really pull off state championship. They used to be like that all the time, but they kind of had a drop.
When I was at Paris, they were killing it. And you know what? We could beat them all except for Beechwood. We never got Beechwood. We could get Newcastle, Dayton, and Bellevue, but man, they play some really, really good football in Northern Kentucky. I think it's a great area for football. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I have Beechwood. Their head football coach is Jay Volker. He's just, I think he's in his 2nd year, maybe. Anyway, they're currently 3-0. They're coming off of a state championship year. I don't think they lost a game last year. If I might be wrong on that. I don't want to say that, but they were really good. Obviously, winning the state championship. They are all of their 3 wins this year has been with a running clock. So that's how good they are. But listen to this stat, David. This stat will really get you. They have lost 18 out of 20 the last 20 times. 21 times they played. against Cov Calf, they've lost 18 of 21. Does that kind of surprise you?
No,
It
it
does me.
doesn't.
It
Because,
does.
but here's the thing.
Good program.
But when we had Coach Volker on our show after they won their state title, he said the Cov Calf game is the one that put them over the top because they beat them.
Yeah.
Because he said they had to learn from it. So I'm not surprised because I think Cov Calf's really, really good too. But I think they're two great programs. I just think one's big school, one's small school.
Yeah, well, Covington Catholic, as I said, has dominated this series. Beechwood's got a nice quarterback, Emmett Queen. Golly, he was 20 of 25 for 237 yards and 4 touchdowns in his last game. The running back and the receiver are all the same. You know, they're all the same. They're anchored by Tyler Fryman, Nathan Paps, and Brady Auer. And Beechwood I think they look really strong this year. I think they look stronger than normal. I don't know who's going to beat them in 2A. I think they're going to repeat as state champs. They're just really, really good this year. And I think I know they've lost 18 out of the last 21, but this is the year to turn this thing around. I'm picking Beechwood over Cov Catholic in this game. I think they're that good this year.
Well, I sure wouldn't argue with you. And, you know, here's the thing about it. Ashland, Russell, Beechwood, Cov Calf. You're talking about 4 good programs and well coached. And I won't be surprised if I look at the scores Friday night and Beechwood won. Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, so you're on that fence again. You're not sticking up.
I have to be because I have to give you. I have to be because I want to give you something to talk about. So, hey, but no, it's hard for me to pick because we pick good games.
Yeah. Well, you feel bad now. You're going to get ready to feel bad because I'm talking about the rapid fire last week. Okay. Last week, David, you were 7 of 10. Not bad. 7 of 10. Hey, Chuck here was 9 of 10 in his picks. Hey, and he was the one who went out on the limb and picked North Odom over South Odom when nobody else in the entire state was picking North Odom to beat South Odom because South Odom was such a heavy favorite. Chuck Smith picked them and they won. How's that sound for you?
Hey, you got it. You did it.
For the year, you're 24 out of 33. I'm 21 out of 33. So I made some ground on you this past week. I made a comeback.
You know what's bad though? So how many did you say? You're 24 and what?
I'm 21 out of 33. You're 24 out of 33.
So I've got you by 3 on rapid fire. But you got me by 7 on state titles. But I'm going to 80 to try to catch you. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough. I think you're probably going to catch me on the 3 before I catch you on the 7. But, hey, that's all right. I'm going to keep on going. They'll have to kill me to beat.
All right, here's this week's rapid fire. So you ready to go?
Right. Yep.
Okay, rapid fire. Bethlehem, Bardstown Bethlehem versus Garrett County.
Bethlehem.
I'm picking Garrett on that one. How about Corbin versus Frederick Douglass?
Frederick Douglass.
I'm picking Frederick Douglass as well. How about Danville over Washington? You played both.
Woo.
So I'm really going to listen to your pick.
Oh, man.
Danville versus Washington County.
Off of our game, I would have to pick Danville.
That's who I'm picking, Danville. How about Davies County over Henderson County?
Henderson County.
Me and you're on the same page somewhat tonight. That's who I would pick. How about here's a good one. Lexcalf over or Lexcalf and Lexington Christian.
Boy, that's a tough one.
That's
a tough one. I'm going to go LCA.
LCA, I'm going to go with Lexington Catholic on that.
I got you.
And how about, here's one that you should know a little bit about, Lincoln and East Jessamine.
Lincoln.
That's who I would pick, yeah. How about, here we go, Muhlenberg and Apollo.
Apollo.
I'm going with Muhlenberg on this game.
All right.
How about Pulaski and Johnson Central? We've had Johnson Central one every week.
Man, those two. I'm gonna go with Pulaski.
Yeah, that's who I think. You know what? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and go with Johnson Central since you went with Pulaski. I don't want to keep doing the same ones.
Well, you pick first. I'll pick after you.
I think that game's kind of a toss-up. I do. I think that game's kind of a toss-up. Ryle and Highlands. Woo, another good one.
Woo. Gosh. I'm not very rapid fire on this one. I'm going to go Highlands.
Highlands. Whoa. I'm going to go with Ryle.
All right.
And how about, here we go, Trinity and Mayo.
Trinity.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know what Mayo's got this year, but the scores haven't been. Here we go. How about East Carter and West Carter? We had the coaches on tonight. What's your confidence level?
Man, I don't want to. I mean, I think East is better right now. But I hate picking that game. But I'm going to pick East.
East? That's who I would pick is East.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's our rapid fire for tonight. We'll see how we turn out and keep accumulating them and see how it goes. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been. It's been good. Hey, our guest next week is Anthony White of Atherton.
Yeah.
Man, that place
on fire.
Is night and day what it used to be. Now, we don't have a tough topic yet. So I hope some people will get a hold of us. Now, we did this on Bluegrass Preps. We went out looking for tough topic and games of the week. And I think next week, what we ended up going with, if I can find it here, doggone it. I think we're going with let's see here. All right, I think I found it. We will go with all right, September 26th. One suggestion was St. X and Trinity. So let's make that one of our games of the week.
Yeah.
And then our other game of the week, I got this one from Know Your Role, is going to be Hart County versus Glasgow. So we're going to have Hart County versus Glasgow, St. X versus Trinity for our two games of the week, and still sort of working on a good, tough topic. Hey, I thought this was still a ways off, but we're going to have one of our games of the week is going to be Lexington Catholic versus Bardstown, which will be David Clark, who's doing a great job at LexCath, going back to play his old school. Hey, I got a kick out of this from hearsay. He said, "What are the best kept secret fishing holes of Larry French in Kentucky?" So I could never answer that one. So I don't know if we'll get into that. But the thing is, though, we're trying to get our listeners involved, and we want to hear what they think.
We do. The show is designed to give them as much of our knowledge as we possibly can, whether you like it or not. But that's what we want to. That's what we want to do. And so hopefully somebody will come through with a good tough topic and maybe a couple, 3 or so, and we can put them on our shows. We'll usually put all of them on our shows when we have that.
Yeah,
open.
we try to get them all on there eventually. So we'll try to sort that out. Man, I want to thank you for being flexible and letting us do the East-West Carter coaches, because I know that's sort of out of your area and stuff, but I love those guys. I love those two places. And I was really excited because I think those two guys came across exactly like I thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you would be impressed with them.
Yeah.
And those are special places now. They really are. They really are.
I thought it was a great idea, David. I thought it was a great show.
I
thought
appreciate
the guys
that.
did a good job. And, you always have a great show. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate the listeners listening. And we'll sign on next week and we'll get you another good show. Appreciate it.
Hey, listen to Mac. Mac's got the historical segment coming up. So for a lot of folks, that's their favorite part. So make sure you hear Mac.
Yep.
It was November 17th, 1955. A 3-alarm fire broke out in the 3-story apartment building on James Street in Syracuse, New York. The fire broke out in the cellar, and someone started going door to door to tell the residents to evacuate. When they reached the 3rd floor, They knocked on the door where Jim and his wife lived. The 24-year-old Jim rushed out immediately and went to the second floor where the smoke was the most dense. There, Jim found a 20-month-old in one of the apartments. He grabbed little Diane Campbell and led her and her mother to safety. He then went back in through the smoke to the third floor and led his wife out of the burning building. Jim was forever a hero to the Campbell family. Not only did Jim become a hero on that fateful night in 1955 to the Campbell family, but just a few months earlier, Jim had become a hero for the ages. This is Forgotten Heroes. I'm your host, Mac Yoakum, and I have a story to tell you. Jim was Jim Tucker, and he starred on the basketball court at Paris Western High School in Paris, Kentucky. Paris Western was the school for African American students in the community until it closed in 1964. As a junior, Jim led Paris Western to a fourth-place finish in the KHSAL state tournament. In 1953, 2 years after Jim graduated, Paris Western won the National Negro High School Championship. Jim was 6'7" and very talented. Legendary University of Kentucky coach Adolph Rupp called Jim one of the best players he had ever seen. But with Jim Crow laws and segregation firmly entrenched in the South, Rupp knew he couldn't recruit Jim. But Rupp called his friend, Coach Chick Davies at Duquesne University. At Duquesne, Jim Tucker led the team to 3 national invitational tournaments, and he became a 2-time All-American. He was taken in the 3rd round of the NBA draft in 1954 with the 24th pick by the Syracuse Nationals. And incidentally, the number 1 pick in that draft was former Corbin Redhound star Frank Selvey. Jim became a vital role player for the Nationals. There were few African American players in the NBA in that era, but Jim had a mentor on the Nationals in Earl Lloyd, who had been the first African American to play in an NBA game just 4 years earlier. Jim Tucker, on February 20th, 1955, set an NBA record recording the fastest triple-double in league history. It only took him 17 minutes, a record that stood until 2018. Jim Tucker and Earl Lloyd also established a record that can never be broken. The rookie Jim Tucker and Earl Lloyd were the first African Americans to win an NBA title. After his playing days, Jim Tucker went to the Harvard Business School and became an executive with the Pillsbury Company. In 2019, he was the subject of an Emmy Award-winning documentary called Let 'Em Know You're There, the story of Big Jim and the triple-double. In the documentary, Jim said, quote, "It was more than just a game. It was something else for Earl and me, because for the first time we had done something that had never been done. Black players winning an NBA championship. I can't remember what it felt like, except that you had arrived at a station in life that you never thought you would ever be a part of." Earl said to me, "Remember, there's only 2 of us, and there are people who are hoping that we both fail, and I'm not going to let you fail. Your turn will come. Your time will come." End quote. Jim Tucker, one of Kentucky's great African American stars from another era, and our forgotten hero. This episode of Forgotten Heroes was inspired by the book Shadows of the Past by former KHSAA Commissioner, the late Lewis Stout. Join us next time for another episode of Forgotten Heroes.